This video was done for a school project, but I thought that I would still post it on my channel because I think it's relevant to everybody, so roll the tape. Do you ever feel like you just can't get off your phone no matter how hard you try? Well, you're not alone. According to a study that was done on teenagers, approximately 3/4 of teens own a smartphone, 24% describe themselves as constantly connected to the internet, and 50% say that they are addicted to their phones. Today, I'm going to try and break that habit. Hello you guys, welcome back to another vlog. Today we're going to be doing something that I feel like is going to be a little harder than anticipated, and that is lowering my screen time for the day. I'm really bad at doom scrolling. I've talked about it before with other people and friends, family, all of that, and my family is always like, why are you on your phone all the time? And I'm literally like, I feel like I'm not on my phone all the time, but I really truly am, because I'm just gonna look at my screen time really fast. Last week's screen time, average 10 hours. 10 hours on this thing. How much did I spend on social medias? I'm curious. Most used, Instagram, 13 hours last week. That is insane. So I'm going to be cutting cold turkey today. I'm gonna not go on Instagram or TikTok the entire day today. And we're just gonna see if I can even make it, because I am so far into this hole that I feel like it's gonna be hard to claw myself out of it. But I did some research to see what kind of coping mechanisms and mitigations that I can do to sort of help myself get the dopamine fix that I need without having to resort to a screen. And we're going to try them out today and see if we can figure it out, because I need to fix this. Like, this is really bad. I have Instagram and TikTok screen time limits already. These are in the settings app on my phone. I don't know if they have one for Android too, but in my settings app, I have the Instagram and TikTok apps to be set to a limit of 1 hour. This is combined, so I can't just spend 1 hour on Instagram and 1 hour on TikTok. I don't know if that even made sense. I have 1 hour to spend split between Instagram and TikTok, so I can't just spend 1 hour on one app and 1 hour on the other app. It's like combined. So I'm gonna try and not go on those apps until 8 p.m. tonight. 8 p.m. is gonna be where I draw the line to where I can actually, like, I feel like I would be able to scroll and not feel bad about myself. I'm not gonna give myself that like break time today to scroll, because I want to see how far I can make it, to be completely honest. Today we're going to be working on an assignment that is due in 2 days, and I haven't started because I have been scrolling instead, which is a problem. So today we're going to be doing some coping / mitigation techniques, and we're gonna see if they work. First up is a Pilates workout. And so I'm going to pull up a YouTube tutorial / workout guide thing. I'm letting myself do YouTube just because I like to watch long form content a lot, and I feel like long form content isn't quite as mentally draining as short form content. So I'm going to let myself do YouTube. I just can't click on the shorts. That's like the biggest thing. We'll see if that ends up happening too. If I do it like subconsciously or not, that'll be intriguing. But anyways, I'm going to pull up a YouTube workout guide thing. I'm excited to get back into it because I enjoyed it, and it was a great way for me to get a workout in, move my body without being like super strenuous. So I'm gonna pull out my mat, we're gonna do a little workout, and we're just going to see what happens today. Research has shown that going on your phone first thing in the morning can lead to increased distraction throughout the day. Also, exercising in the morning is a great way to ease your body into being awake and can decrease blood pressure and overall stress and anxiety levels. Additionally, the average attention span on a screen has decreased by 103 seconds between 2004 and 2023. It's pretty much 11:30 right now, and I feel like at this point on a regular day I would have probably been on my phone for at least half an hour. So I'm proud of myself for at least making it this far. I know that's a small thing, but usually if I wake up at like 9, I usually end up scrolling on my phone in the morning until like 9:30 and then getting up. So I ended up not doing that today, and I think that actually helped me a lot. So I think I'm going to do something that I had totally forgotten was even an option. It is on my phone, but it's not in one of the 2 apps that I'm trying to stay off of today. It is in my settings app. I'm going to go into the Instagram notifications, and I'm going to turn them all off. I'm going to do the same thing with TikTok, so that hopefully I won't even be tempted, because I won't see the notification on my lock screen, or I won't even see like a little badge on the app on my home screen. I'm just going to turn off all of them, and I think that's actually going to help me a lot. We are venturing out of the apartment now so that I can, one, do a little bit of homework, and two, return a camera lens. Clemson does this thing where you can like rent camera technology from the library, and I did that for my roommate's graduation pictures because I took them for her, and now I have to return said lens because we have used up the window, which is very sad because it's making me want to get another camera lens, and those are heckin' expensive, so that's unfortunate. But we are heading to campus now so that I can do that. I'm also gonna get myself a little like Starbucks for lunch probably, but because I'm going to be doing work in the library, I'm gonna try my very best to not scroll on my phone because there's gonna be a lot of other people there doing their homework, and I feel like it's gonna be a little more awkward if I end up just like sitting there with my computer open and scrolling versus doing work like everybody else. So I think that'll give me good incentive. Before I came out to my car to drive to campus, I ended up talking with my roommate and her sister because her sister's in town until graduation, and they were just like talking about school plans and all of that. And so I joined in on that, and we just sort of were talking about a bunch of random things, and I ended up spending about an hour and a half with them of quality time without looking at my phone one time. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that. But yeah, we're going to head to campus now and return some things, do some work, hopefully have a little productive afternoon. Something else that I saw through my research was to listen or read to podcasts or audiobooks or something that keeps you off of your phone but still mentally engaged. I am home now. As you can see, it's currently 3:15, so I have a little bit of time left until I can scroll on my phone and actually like truly enjoy it and not just use it as a coping mechanism. I tried to do a little bit of work at the library. I thought I was going to spend much more time there than I actually did, and a lot of that was just because I could not focus, like at all. I had my screen in front of me, like my computer screen. I was going to work on this project and I just could not focus. I don't know if it was because of the amount of people that were in the library during finals week or if it was just like my brain just can't focus anymore. I have no idea what it was, but I decided to come home a little early and work on things here at home instead. I actually found a little bit of research pertaining to the fact that I could not focus for the life of me, and it said that studies have shown that people spend 47 seconds on average focusing on any given screen before their attention wanders elsewhere. With my phone especially, like you can just keep your attention on it and just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, but I think a lot of this statistic has to do with the fact that you're focusing on this one thing on this one screen and your brain just can't do it anymore, and I thought that was really interesting. Another thing that I thought was interesting was I was doing some research on the correlation between attention spans and ADHD, because for a while I thought that I had ADHD. It was like undiagnosed or whatever. I've never been professionally diagnosed with ADHD in my life, but as I got into college I was like, do I have ADHD? Because I just cannot focus. I get distracted about random things, and I do the productive procrastination stuff where I work on something completely irrelevant because it feels like I'm doing something instead of doing the thing that I actually have to do. So there are a bunch of other little symptoms like that that I thought that I had picked up as I have gotten older. A lot of the time, those diagnoses later in life, that's possible. Like 5% of adults now have ADHD diagnoses pertaining to like their adult life. But parallel to the increase of worldwide ADHD diagnoses, people now spend an average of 7.5 hours each day looking at screens. Whether that's their personal phone or their work computer, like they're just staring at screens all day long. And I think a lot of that lends itself to the fact that we just cannot focus anymore because we're staring at screens all day long. It's mentally fatiguing. Also, something related to that and the screen time and all of that is something else that I found through my research, which was 20% of adults spend more than 40 hours per week online. I feel like that's so outlandish, but it also makes a lot of sense because lots of people are now relying on their smartphones to do things like calculations with the calculator. They use it for like the internet or calendars or reminders, or even just like making a simple phone call. They go to their contacts on their phone. They don't even have to type it in, they just tap it and go. So we as people are experiencing decreased attention spans is because we're learning to use our phones in a way that makes it easier on our brains, and therefore our brains cannot focus. All of that to say that I could not for the life of me focus in the library, so we're going to do a little bit of work here instead. I have a little work set up here with my computer and my second monitor, and we're just going to crank some work out right now and see how much I can get done. Making my setup more cozy and romanticizing the process of working at my desk makes me more excited to use my space and not scroll as much. It's currently almost 6 o'clock. I've been working for like 2.5 hours or so, on and off, and I've basically got this thing done. I cannot believe that I've been able to get this project maybe 80% done today in the last like 2 hours or 3 hours. That's wild. I've never been able to do that. Probably because I'm usually like giving myself a study break and then I end up scrolling for who knows how long. But because it is almost 6 o'clock, that means it is time for dinner. So I'm gonna go downstairs, make some food for myself for dinner, and I'm not going to bring my phone with me to watch something while I eat because I don't want to be an iPad kid. So I'm gonna go down, have some food, and then I'll come back. After dinner, I decided to take a break from the homework and do some household chores, which was both productive and kept me off my phone, so win-win. It is currently 8:20 p.m. and we have officially passed the 12-hour mark of this test. I got up at about 8:30 or so it's basically 12 hours. And I managed to do it without going onto Instagram or TikTok one time, which I'm very proud of. But I don't think that this is going to be a very sustainable thing, at least not yet. Maybe I could dwindle myself down to not being on it quite as much. But I'm gonna go ahead and check my screen time. I'm expecting it to be less than 10 hours, largely because I was on my phone for a very long time when I was doing my like Pomodoro like timing method thing for my productivity. But let's check it. Okay, 9.5 hours. That's fine. And my most used app was Flora, so that's fine with me. Second longest was Finder, which is connected to my iCloud on my computer, so I'm okay with this. This sounds fine to me. This was a very insightful little mini study that I did today. Now, could I do this for like a week at a time? Maybe potentially down the road, but I don't think I could have done it this week because that would have just been intense. So I feel like I'm just gonna have to set myself some parameters on like, you can only go on Instagram or TikTok or whatever after this time period, just so that I can kind of give myself that delayed gratification feeling. If you did like this video, please leave a like. I would really appreciate it, and subscribe down below for more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.